It's going to snow. Everybody freak out. I'm James Parker, News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. Yeah, it's going to snow. It's not snowing yet. In fact, it doesn't feel like it. I was just walking outside, almost 50 degrees, and feels kind of normal. I'm just in a short sleeve shirt and a coat, and I was doing just fine. So I'm going to bring in Brad Barton here, WBAP Chief Meteorologist. Brad Barton, when's the snow going to start? Oh, bro, hang on, Brad. I have a childish vocabulary. Anytime ice falls out of the sky, I call it snow. Okay, so when is freezing stuff going to fall out of the sky? Okay. So when does all of this stuff stop? If we get that second storm, are we still going to be having ice fall out of the sky in some form on Monday? Can I tell Bruce it's too dangerous for me to drive to work on Monday? Yeah. All right. Well, we can work from home on Monday, guys. Are we seeing a lot of cancellations? Have schools started saying that they're not going to do Monday yet? Yeah. When is all of this going to be off the ground and melted and looking back to normal? Well, good thing you didn't schedule your vacation for this weekend. All right. Well, it's an honor to have you on the show. Brad Barton, Chief Meteorologist, WBAP. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from Brad as the weekend goes through. But we'll get you ready for the storm. That's what this show is going to be all about today. We're going to take a look at the power grid. They've made some improvements since the Snowmageddon in 2021. We're also seeing a bunch of lines. We were griping in the hall about the grocery store. Coworker had gone to the grocery store. There's no bread. What are y'all going to do? It's 2 days. You got to go get 4 loaves of bread. You just going to sit around in the cold eating bread? Is that what you're doing? You don't have enough food in your pantry already for 2 days. It's just going to be Saturday and Sunday. People are freaking out. The toilet paper is also under attack again. I would like to hear what you guys are seeing out there. Where are you seeing the lines? Where are you seeing weird things happening and things missing at the grocery store? And let's make fun of the people who are panicking a little bit while we do seriously get ready for the winter storm that's going to start happening in a few hours. 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. I'm James Parker on News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP. Hey, we're getting ready for the snow. I'm James Parker, News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. And it's starting to get silly. I love the people who are getting on Twitter and Facebook and they're showing you the grocery store. Why is everybody getting all the bread? How does bread help you prepare for snow? Are you just going to stack it up like bricks and make a little bread igloo to keep you warm? Like, what are you doing? Is this what you do when it snows? You and your family just sit in the living room and eat a loaf of bread? You ain't even going to put anything on it? Because the lunch meat's not gone. The peanut butter's not gone. The bread's gone. Toilet paper's gone. So it's kind of silly season here. What are you seeing out there? I'm going to go to the grocery store. There's one that's walking distance from the studio down here by the American Airlines Center. There's a Tom Thumb around the corner. I've got to go check it out. I've got it because I'm doing this shift from 9 to 11. I'm going to be back live from 2 to 5 for the regular iteration of the James Show. Not from the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. But if I see anything goofy, I will take a picture and I will put it online and we will all laugh at the people going crazy. And it's somewhat understandable. We're Texans. We're not used to this. This happens where we get a significant winter weather, like once every 4 or 5 years. So just transplants, just get a good laugh at us. Enjoy it. Charisse Mesquite, you're on WBAP. You getting ready for the snow?
Oh, yeah. We've been getting prepared since Wednesday.
All right, what are you seeing out there?
Well, Wednesday I went to 2 different Walmarts, and the meat sections were basically sold out. It was ridiculous. So I went to a Fiesta Mart, same thing. And it's like even the simple things like gravy packets or canned goods, it's just hard to find.
Well, how long do people think they're going to be stuck in their house?
I don't know, but the lines are insane. I even tried to do the delivery where they just deliver my groceries, and then 5 of the items out of the 10 were unavailable. So I thought, okay, I'll do the pickup over at another store, and same thing. It's just everywhere you go, it doesn't matter if it's Aldi's, Walmart, Fiesta, maybe Costco.
Well, you know what?
Got everything.
I'm trying to understand, and I think for the meat, a bunch of people are looking at like if you have electric appliances. Well, if the electricity goes out, I'm not going to be able to cook except for my propane grill out back. And so, what are you going to be grilling in 4-degree weather this weekend? I mean, that's probably a strong maybe, but I don't know. It's fun to watch. I don't know how these people.
It is, and my husband's a survivalist, so he's got the generator. He's got the solar thing already set up, and I told him it's going to be cloudy, and he said, "Well, it still receives." But we're just packing in because we were supposed to get meat last weekend, and then when the winter storm started coming, we were like, "Well, we better go ahead on Wednesday," and it was already too late.
Wait, so y'all have a generator?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, one thing I like about situations like this, or when there's like a hurricane coming or a big storm, they're going out and they're buying generators that are powered by evil old fossil fuels, evil old gas or diesel. You know what they're not buying? Not buying solar panels. They're not buying windmills. They're not doing any of the green energy stuff. Just good old evil fossil fuels for the win. All right. Thanks for sharing what you're seeing in Mesquite, Charisse. We're going to go down to Mansfield, talk to Jason. Hey, Jason, you're on WBAP, getting ready for the storm?
Yes, sir. We've been to 2 different stores in the Mansfield and South Arlington areas, and just like you've been talking about, the bread aisles are clear, the produce is gone, so people are either eating vegetable sandwiches or doing something crazy because all the firewood's gone. So it is feast or famine. So probably a lot of PTSD from 2021.
Yeah, a lot of people. Look, if it comes down to it, we can just eat carrot sandwiches until Tuesday, and we'll get through this, guys. These people are neurotic, and I don't mean that like as an insult, but neurotic, like hyper focused on the negative. I mean that is like the dictionary definition of the word.
No,
people, calm down.
Right. People. Yeah, no, there's the old saying, a person is smart, people are dumb. And then when you get people panicking and listening to influencers instead of Brad Barton, then people go and freak out and go try and hoard everything they can at the grocery stores.
Yeah, the unfortunate part of, the media industry is that sensational content gets views, and so you understand why they want to do it. But I also want to don't focus on the negative. We're about to have snow. Thank you very much for sharing what's going on in Mansfield there, Jason. But focus on the positive. Shouldn't you be buying, I don't know, gloves or something? Shouldn't you be buying, maybe get a carrot to make the nose on the snowman that you're going to have with your kids? Because me and the kiddos, we're thinking about snowball fights. We're thinking about, is there going to be enough to make a snowman? Are we going to be able to make snowballs? People are out there thinking, am I going to be able to survive? Are we going to die? Calm down. It's okay. Calm down. Keith, are you in Virginia or from Virginia?
Both.
Okay.
But I'm calling in. I'm calling in to do both a good suggestion and also a funny. When you're watching for the bread to disappear from the store shelves, look for kitty litter to disappear. Then you know you've got some real serious winter watchers.
Oh, you know what? That's a pretty good litmus test. The kitty litter. I feel like that's the long term play. Like you're stocking up on kitty litter. You must think you're going to be in your house for a month.
No. Not long term, because kitty litter is the greatest thing to use around the house
For breaking up ice?
A de-icer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, I think we all got that.
It's less toxic on your animals if you've got to go out. So.
All right, good stuff. So kitty litter, de-icer, see if that's at the store. I love all these tips. I need all the reminders because we only do this like once every half a decade, and I just my hope, snowman for the kids. That's what I'm aiming for. This is Donnie in Missouri. We have a lot of people calling from out of state. Help us out, Donnie. You're probably more used to this than we are.
A little bit. Hey, by the way, I'm calling from Greenville, Missouri on Highway 67. Go figure.
Oh, you did the thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, I tell you what, man, if you want snowballs and all that, pack up and come up here for a remote. We're expecting 12 to 18 inches.
Oh my God, that would be so fun for one day and then never again.
Yeah, but chances are, Greenville up here is back in the sticks. So I live up 4 miles up a bad gravel road, and the county does not maintain that.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we're going to be around for a while. I'm a law enforcement officer up here, so I'll be out here working it all weekend too. So, but back to the bread and eggs and stuff. Around here, you can't buy a loaf of bread. You can't find any eggs unless you got some in the coop. Milk. So, most everybody just sits around and has French toast for a week or so.
Boy, you really are out in the sticks. All right.
Oh, you know it.
I just looked it
brother.
up on Google Maps. You are out there. All right. Well, enjoy your winter wonderland. We're all kind of jealous.
Hey, one tip though. I grew up down there. I lived in Corpus Christi. Grew up down there. So up here, what we do, we kind of play wintertime, kind of like hurricane season. You pack up canned goods and whatnot, and just keep it in stock. And then power goes out, You got those old-fashioned manual can openers. Those work out real well.
All right. Well, thanks for the tips. Stay warm up in Missouri. Thanks for listening to WBAP a couple states away. You got any tips for getting ready for the storm? Tell me what you're seeing, what's missing at the grocery store. Where are you seeing lines? I'm going to tell you where WFAA was seeing some lines at the propane store. It's kind of hard to come by in North Texas. That's next on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP. Everybody, let's freak out. It's going to snow. I'm James Parker, News Talk 820, 93.3 FM WBAP. And yeah, so it's going to snow or ice of some sort is going to fall out of the sky. Perfect right now at a time like this is a viral video. And we're in this we're the first generation that has viral videos. Your dad, your granddad, they didn't have to mess with viral videos. And they felt like a trendy thing at first. But now we have viral videos that have been around like 10, 12 years. And there's some classics out there now. Like they're perpetually viral videos. Or the ones that resurface. Because here it is. Every time it has snowed in the last 12 years, I have seen this floating around. And finally, this applies to us. I love this guy.
I gotta get the bread and milk. 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 Oh my God, I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and They said snow. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God. I gotta get the bread and milk.
Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it again. No, and I'd pulled that for you, and I was planning on playing it this segment, and on the break, CJ sent a Facebook message that says, was at the store yesterday, and a lady had 6 gallons of milk, 4 cases of water, and 4 loaves of bread. She did the meme. Now, a lot of people that are running to the store and stocking up, they're crazy, they're neurotic, doesn't make any sense. But for some people, you do need to go get in that line and wait and get that scarce item before it runs out. Because WFAA went to a propane place, like King of the Hill, went to a propane service up in Plano. And apparently this is the only place in North Texas that still has propane, that's not out of propane in a 40-mile radius. Now, city people probably don't understand, like country people, where I grew up, we didn't have any utilities. I was just in a hay pasture, 30-acre rectangle in the middle of nowhere. They ran a telephone line to my house, and they ran an electric line to my house. Everything else you had to deal with yourself. You had to dig your own well, pump it, filter it to get your own water. You had to do a septic tank for your sewage system. And for gas, for heating, for cooking, you had to have a big fat propane tank behind your house or trailer. And so for some of these people, like if you live in an RV too, this is what you need to keep you warm. And if you can't get that, now that's a problem. If you can't heat your home, if you can't heat your RV, if you can't heat your trailer, things are going to go south for you really quick. So these people, I understand why they're in line. WFAA was spelling it out this morning.
Been here for a while. When you see storms like this on the way, you see the forecast, you think back to 2021. You think back to having to go maybe a week for some people without power after that deadly winter storm.
Yeah, that's the question a lot of people asking this morning. Are we headed for a repeat? Is the state better prepared? How prepared are they?
Wait.
A lot of questions. So joining us this morning.
That's the wrong one. That's the one I'm supposed to play next segment. I got ahead of myself. This is the one about people waiting in lines for propane.
So what's the plan for the weekend?
Imagine all the things we'll wait in line for.
I hope they have enough.
Especially when that one thing means everything.
I've called 5-6 different stores and they don't have it.
And we're the only place that has propane.
Here in Plano, they say there isn't another place with propane within 40 miles.
The line is still going, like it's still
at the back, about where it starts now.
Hunter got the call this morning from his granddad.
Well, this is a 100-pound propane tank.
He needed propane for the RV.
He took care of me this long. I figured I'd take care of him this long. Texas hospitality.
The slow roll to the front of the line where Manish and his partner are scrambling. Normally, these 2,000-gallon tanks are refilled once a week. But lately,
a day.
One day.
One day.
Some people have been waiting more than an hour. The slightest movement in the line
feels like a mile.
As unpredictable as, well, you know the rest.
It's hit or miss, Texas weather.
And it's gonna be cold, real cold.
The winter storm that hasn't even hit yet, unless the food and propane lines count.
It's unforgivable sometimes. It goes through my soul.
It's going to be cold, measuring in single digits. Propane is a lifeline for those in line.
Cooking, heating, everything.
At the front, looking good.
Some are getting just enough to last 3 to 4 days. Kelly Farmer drove in from Greenville for this.
The struggle to find it, like it's desperation.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And when we are desperate, we will drive anywhere, wait however long,
Thanks for spending my birthday with me.
and do
Oh, it's a birthday?
what is needed.
Happy birthday.
In Plano, I'm Jobin Puniker.
That's your report from WFAA. What are you seeing out there? We're getting you ready for the storm. I'm going to play that other story talking about how you probably don't have to worry too much about the grid. If the electricity is going to go out, it's not because we ran out of electric capacity. It'll be because fallen lines, tree branches filling up with ice, breaking lines. So you'll hear that update coming up next. But I'll be my eyes and ears out there. What are you seeing? Where are the lines? What's missing at the grocery store? You want to make fun of people? That's welcome too. 800-288-9227. I'm James Parker getting you ready for the snow on News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. Hey, we're getting ready for the snow on News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. I'm your host, James Parker, on your home for Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. And you're right to be prepared for if the electricity goes out, but we're told that it's going to be less likely than the Snowmageddon that happened 5 years ago. Now, in the Snowmageddon 5 years ago, there was ice accumulating on branches, and they would break off and knock down power lines. But we also had an issue where I believe we just ran out of power. We couldn't generate enough at the time to satisfy the demand. And we're being assured over and over and over that is not going to be the case this time around. They've made a lot of improvements in the last 5 years, and it was spelled out this morning on WFAA with a former Public Utility Commissioner of Texas.
Been here for a while. When you see storms like this on the way, you see the forecast, you think back to 2021. You think back to having to go maybe a week for some people without power after that deadly winter storm.
Yeah, that's the question a lot of people asking this morning. Are we headed for a repeat? Is the state better prepared? How prepared are they? A lot of questions. So joining us this morning, Will McAdams, a former Texas Public Utility Commissioner who helped oversee the state's power grid, the aftermath of that storm. So let's talk about how we are looking. Good morning.
Good morning.
What has changed in the last 5 years?
The state has been laser focused on reforms after Winter Storm Uri. So I can tell you what basically the state has done. They have tripled the emergency services that they carry on hand at all times. In the event of a weather condition, of an outage on the system, in the event of a major transmission line going down, to where we can compensate for any fluctuation, any disruption in power flow. We've also laid on we've paid generators to keep backup fuel on site in the event that natural gas supplies are disrupted. We have robust demand response systems, and we also have quadrupled the number of battery systems across the state that are laid on, stored power, ready and available to either market services or the market itself to respond instantaneously if there are any power disruptions. So the defenses that the state has at all times, and especially in the event of a known weather event like the one we're about to experience, is robust and layered. So I think consumers, I think Texans can sleep well that there are contingencies in place, capabilities in place to respond if anything happens.
Okay, Will McAdams, former Texas Public Utility Commissioner.
Thank you to WFAA for that report. To the phones we go. Elizabeth and Electra, you're on WBAP.
Hey, mostly just calling to give you guys an update of what it's looking like out here. Been cooking all morning, just trying to get ready. I've not been to no store.
Well, hang on a second. Let's you're kind of in an important geography here because you are very north and very west from most of us. You're a little bit west of Wichita Falls. So what you are seeing now, we are going to see in about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay, so last night at sundown, the breeze started, and but this morning it was stronger, and about an hour and a half ago, the gusts started, and it's continuing. It's in earnest now, and it's pretty strong gusts. I don't have any idea of how strong it is. My guess somewhere between 30 and 60 mile per hour gusts.
Okay. Well, I saw in the forecasts we're expecting gusts to 25 miles an hour. So that's a little stronger than we were expecting. But that's a big player in times like this. Cold weather plus wind is worse than just cold weather.
Yep.
All right.
Well out too. They're looking for food, so they know it's coming too.
Well, what about anything frozen falling out of the sky yet in Electra?
No, it was spitting a little bit earlier, but that's all it really was spit. Not yet.
Spit, is that like slang for really small hail or sleet?
No, just like maybe just a little bit of moisture blowing around.
Oh, like a mist. I like that. I'm going to start using that. It's just been spitting on us all day. Thank you, Elizabeth and Electra. Appreciate the update.
You're welcome.
I'm going to use that. I'm just getting spit on outside. This is Matt in Plano. You're on WBAP.
Hey, what's going on? So the propane that I saw, there was a line of 26 people in it this morning. is on 380 almost into Princeton, and they've got plenty of propane. So it's only 18 miles from the story that you were playing earlier.
Oh yeah, what was the other one? Was that Strickland propane, like from King of the Hill or something like that? I don't know.
Propane accessories.
Yes, it's good. I'm glad you got the joke. So where was this again? Because this is actually useful information that could help people that really need it.
If you're going eastbound 380 right before you get into Princeton, so at the edge of McKinney and at the beginning of Princeton.
Oh, okay, okay, I got you.
It'd be on your north side, and they were deep yesterday, and then there was a line this morning with people with umbrellas, so they've got propane there.
Well, what's the name of the place? Because you don't have to really give directions these days because people just ask their phone.
Cannot remember it, but you can't miss it.
Okay, so propane on 380 between McKinney almost to Princeton.
Yep.
All right, sounds good enough. Thank you. That's helpful stuff, Matt in Plano. I got time for one more. Steven in Little Elm. You're next up on WBAP. You getting ready for the storm?
Yeah, James. Hey, we're plumbers out here. We're just driving around. It's just wet and spitting on us a little bit. Nothing too bad, but we're just out at the Loves, and they've got some poor guy stuck out there for 8 hours a shift just pumping out propane, just filling people up. So
where's this at?
At any of the Loves, like the truck stop.
Just any of them?
Yeah, we were out there clearing clogs, and sure enough, they got a big old propane tank sticking up in the air, and they're just Jason out there, car after car, filling propane.
Where was that?
Rome.
Okay. So Loves in Rome has propane. This is useful stuff because most of us don't need propane, but for the few of us that do, I've lived in a situation where propane was our lifeline when it snowed. Yeah, super important on that one. Thank you very much for the help. That's Stephen in Little Elm giving you a little bit of an assist there. Coming up, we're going to get an update from TxDOT, Texas Department of Transportation. I think they've been throwing pickle juice all over the roads over the last couple of days. We'll see what else they're doing to prepare and get you ready for the snow that's coming this weekend. We'll just keep you safe and informed. Keep it right here on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP. All right, so is it going to snow or what? It's the James Show, News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP. We're going to get some sort of ice falling out of the sky soon. Are you prepared? Let's check in with TxDOT, Texas Department of Transportation. This is Kenna Mitchell coming back on WBAP. And I've seen the little lines on the road, which tells me that the trucks have been dropping pickle juice on the highways already. Tell me more about the preparations you guys are doing for the winter storm. Hang on. Getting salty. Solid punchline, Kenna. Good start. So this brine, is this like a special kind of mixture that you guys buy from a company, or do you guys put a bunch of water in these trucks and then dump a bag of salt in there? I have observed in Texas in the scant previous ice storms that we've had, sometimes trucks will dump dirt on the road. Do we still do that? Is there anything special you guys do for the bridges? Because especially like here in Dallas, we have big old high-rise flyover ramps for our intersections on highways, and that's probably the most dangerous thing we could go on. But do y'all do anything to treat those? Well, and I would add to that, here in the city, so many of our bridges are elective. If you can possibly just stay on a surface street. If you got to get off the highway and stay on the frontage road and not do the bridge, that's probably better, even though it's going to take longer. But some bridges are just unavoidable, going over rivers and creeks and whatnot. Any other pieces of advice before you get out of here, Kenna? All right. Kenna Mitchell, TxDOT, thank you very much for checking in before the snow. To the phones we go. Jeff in Dallas, you're on WBAP.
Hi. The Northwest Northwest Propane in Carrollton at 1515 West Beltline Road has plenty of propane. They've never run out.
Yeah, new people. We were trying to track down some scarce resources for people who really need them, and propane's a legit one. You don't need to go out and get 8 loaves of bread, but there are people whose lives would significantly suffer if they ran out of propane during a winter storm. Yeah, and thank you for helping us out on that, Jeff. There was also Scott sent me a Facebook message saying most truck stops have propane fills tanks, or the Love's truck stops have propane fill tanks. And he said the one in Van, which is just down I-20 east of here, they have a steady line for the past couple of days, but they still have propane as well. So, hey, thank you very much, Jeff. Maybe that helps somebody.
I'm at Sam's in Plano at Coit at Bush. They're not out of anything. except propane.
What about bread? Did you go look at the bread aisle?
It's completely full. They got racks and racks and racks of bread, buns, everything they normally have.
Did you check
I
the
think
toilet
they have
paper?
more than I did, and they've got more bread than they usually have.
Oh, look at that. They're probably like counter programming the panic.
Pallets and pallets of bottled water of all sizes and shapes and brands. Yeah, plenty of toilet paper.
All right, Sam's. All right, thank you very much, Jeff and Dallas, for the updates. We're just helping each other, getting ready for the snow. If you have any advice, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. I'll get you the latest on the forecast for the winter storm coming up next on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM WBAP. All right, we're getting ready for the snow here in North Texas. I'm James Parker, News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP. You're home for Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. They're going to come on from 11 to 2, and then I'll be back on at 2, and we'll be talking about the snow then. So I've gotten only 2 messages, which is not nothing, but it's close to nothing, saying, can we talk about something besides the snow? No, not on a day like today. You know how often we actually get real snow in Texas or anything close to it? This is a rare event. This is going to affect everybody that's listening right now. We can tap the brakes on politics and news and whatever. We'll get back to all the ice stuff when we're done with our ice stuff. You see, that was kind of a bad dad joke. I'm just trying. I don't know. Let's just do the phones. Corey. This is Corey in Fort Worth. You're on WBAP.
Hey, James. Good morning. Hey, I just wanted to give everybody a tool in their own tool belt. We work for States Rentals here in Fort Worth, and we have a handful of generators and industrial heaters. So a lot of people are sold out right now, but we rent them, and it's mostly for commercial. But if people are looking to keep their stuff from freezing and want to protect their power source, we got generators.
How much does it cost?
I have no idea. Expensive.
It ain't free. Well, let me ask you this, Corey. Is anybody coming in and trying to heat their house with solar panels or windmills on a weekend like this?
No, sir. They rely on dirty diesel and coal and natural gas.
Well, I guess they're all evil then. Just want to destroy the planet, Corey.
I hear you, but I will tell you, we do need the moisture. So I wish it wasn't as destructive as it is, but we do need the moisture.
All right, I'll take it. Thank you very much. That is Corey in Fort Worth helping you out with the snow. Dave in Plano, you're next up on WBAP.
Hey, James. I just filled up my propane. There's 2 U-Haul locations. One is the Willow Bend location at Plano Parkway and the Tollway. And the other one that I just left is on Plano Parkway, just west of Coit Road. They both have plenty of propane refilling.
I didn't know U-Haul had propane at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'll see the long vertical cylinder outside. Not all of them have it, but a lot of them do.
Well, that's super helpful, Dave. The line they showed on WFAA, for those of you just joining us, I played a report earlier where WFAA was saying, well, this is the only propane in a 40-mile radius. And we found plenty more, but the line was really long, and I'm concerned for those people because if you run out of propane and that is how you heat your house or heat your trailer or heat your RV or wherever you're living, this is going to be a very miserable weekend for you. And for some people, kind of I don't want to be sensational, but could be a life or death.
Yep.
All right. Well, super helpful. I appreciate that,
You're
Dave.
welcome.
Looking out for your neighbors. Mike in Sulphur Springs, you're next up on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Mike.
I have had people ask me, I'm a truck driver. Matter of fact, I'm in downtown Dallas right now, picking up a load of rock, taking it to Kaufman County. But they've asked me, where does the salt come from that they bring it into to mix the brine up with? And I've hauled a bunch of it. It comes from Grand Saline, Morton Salt.
Yeah, well, we know where that comes from in East Texas. We all.
Yep.
Grand Saline is famous in East Texas. Actually, East Texas, we like to dig in our own belly button a whole lot and pat ourselves on the back and talk about how awesome we are. And then, so any brand that comes out of there, we know it. We know it. And Grand Saline, everybody think about it. Grand, big, Saline, salt. Big salt. Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Yeah. So
stay warm, buddy.
We certainly will. So for all the salt that's being used to keep your roads safe, you're welcome. From East Texas, you're welcome. Yeah, we love to toot our own horn. Anytime someone brings up like Cavender's is from East Texas, that's a big one. We got our grocery stores. Anyway, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. We're just getting ready for the snow. Now, I'm seeing on the radar, some of you are already getting some precipitation. Here, it's kind of, I want to say drizzling, but I really like this new term spitting on us. It was kind of spitting on us when right before the show started. I went outside. I went next door to get something to drink, and it will be liquid probably for the duration of the day. But sometime after we go to sleep tonight, it's going to start freezing. And then when we wake up, You can expect ice for the rest of the weekend in some form or fashion. It might be freezing rain, it might be sleet, it might be actual snow, but we're not talking about getting back to normal until not even Monday, more like Tuesday. We'll be back to normal. So the timetable for this keeps sliding back a little bit. The snow's going to get here a little later than thought, and it's going to be here a little longer than we thought. So we may still be going through this on Monday, but I am enjoying the people freaking out and going to the stores and buying all the bread because I think I enjoy just as much the people who take videos of this and then they're laughing their butts off. Why are they taking all the bread? Why are they taking all the toilet paper? I don't know. Shouldn't you? And I know this might sound silly to some people, but if you have a functioning house, shouldn't you be able to not go to the grocery store for 3 days without your life falling apart? Do you just run a really tight ship and y'all don't go get toilet paper until you're down to 1 or 2 rolls? Because the way it works, and granted, I have 4 kids, so I like to buy in bulk. And I go get the giant cube of toilet paper that has like 64 rolls, and they're all mega rolls or double rolls or whatever. So I think I'm always ready for a situation like this. But I remember Bachelor James. I remember when I lived by myself and had, no help. I would run down to like 4 squares left before I got toilet paper. And if that's the situation, you don't need to feel sorry for those guys. This is just sloppy bachelors, and they'll figure it out. 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. More updates on the forecast and storm preparation coming up on News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. Hey, we're just getting you ready for the snow on News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. I am your host, James Parker. I'll be back to do double duty this afternoon again from 2 to 5. I will not be at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, but I will be back next week, Monday through Thursday, at the Stock Show and Rodeo doing a remote out there. So if you're in the exhibit hall, come by, say hi. Yesterday, Jerry Reynolds did an incredible segment on getting your car ready for the cold. Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro show, heard on the weekends here on WBAP for, I don't know, decades. This is him talking to the WBAP morning show yesterday about your car.
Good morning to Jerry Reynolds, host of the Car Pro Show, Saturdays from 9 to 11 on WBAP. We want to hit all the important notes for winter car care. I mean, really, I was kind of half joking, Jerry, when I was suggesting that Ernie's sister could throw a blanket or a comforter on top of her car. But really, short of that, what can we do if you have to leave your car out and it's going to be in the single digits for lows?
Well, I'm going to tell you the battery thing is the most important thing. And anytime temperatures get down, if you've got a weak battery, it's just going to die. If you can today, run by an AutoZone, run by a parts house. They'll do a battery check for you for free. If you've got 20% or less life left in that battery, go ahead and replace it because it's going to go bad and you're going to end up paying for a wrecker. So you might as well get it done. Top that fuel off because that might be something that comes in really, really handy. I remember 2021 very well. I let a Dodge set in my driveway and run almost nonstop for 4 days, charging things up. I burned 3/4 of a tank of gas sitting there in the driveway. True story.
Okay, wait. So what were you? Just hold on. What were you charging? So you had powered up the car.
Yes, I had powered up the car. I've got this little device. It's called a Halo, and it's a power device. So I wanted to run my computer. You need the cell phone. I wanted to be able to check on things online because of the weather. I went 5 days with no power. So, it was one of those things where I just trade out devices in the car and I didn't want to run the battery down in the car. So I let the car run, just sit there and idle, locked.
Brilliant.
How many birds flew by and dropped out of the sky because of the air pollution?
I'm sure there were a lot, Hal. Thank you for bringing that up.
You got to do what you got to do to survive. You know what I'm talking about?
A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Times are tough, Jerry. So,
that's right.
Now, we were just talking about this during the break, Jerry. We were talking about the electric cars. If you own an electric car, when you get the cold, are they as efficient in the cold as they are maybe in the warmth?
Oh, no. The battery range drops dramatically. And people get into habits with electric cars, and I own one. So I know I know. Mine's not going out anywhere because the range drops so fast. And it doesn't matter what kind of electric car it is. It could be a Tesla. It could be whatever. It's going to drop quick. And if you're in that habit of, charging your car every third day, for instance, like a lot of people are, and you're used to going to work and back, and you're on your third day, you're not going to make it this time because the cold is going to zap that battery and it's going to drop quick.
Now, how do they get around that? I mean, if you want electric cars to have a life for the future, how do you get around that?
Well, do what I do, what I tell people to do, and that is don't just have an electric car. You need a gas car to go along with it.
Well, the government they weren't going to let us have that option. Now we do. We finally can have that up. But before, we were going to have 2 electric cars sitting out there and just, whatever happens, I guess.
That's exactly right.
Let me ask you this. So if you're in your car and you're on ice and you've spinning out and you've hit other cars at a bridge and all that kind of stuff, what are the proper words to scream out loud in your car?
Hold my beer. I don't want to spill any.
My beer, please.
I don't want to spill any. That's what Monty told me.
Don't listen to Monty.
That's what I screamed. I don't know what to tell you.
Like that?
Monty, leave him alone.
One last thing on the cars. If you have been one of those people who filled your windshield washer fluid up with plain water.
Oh, y'all.
That's a mistake if you're going to try to use it.
All right, what should we put down in there to fix it, Jared? Real quick, salt. What goes in there? Soap.
There is washer fluid with antifreeze in it. So get some of that. Any auto parts store has it.
Okay.
Golly,
don't listen to me. What do I know?
Salt. You're a mechanic's dream. Yeah.
You're brining your
put some salt
car.
down in there, sir.
All right.
Okay,
Jerry
Jerry.
Reynolds, host of the Car Pro Saturdays 9 to 11 on WBAP. Thank
And
you.
one of the best guys in the entire world.
Yeah, he is. He's a hell of a man. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right. North Texas radio legend Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro, helping you out. Look, a lot of the questions I'm getting behind the scenes are people asking about their specific location. When is it going to start? Brad Barton shared a great little chart on our Twitter feed, X, whatever the cool kids are calling it these days. I bet it's on Facebook. I just saw it on Twitter. And it's titled, the graphic is titled, "When Will Conditions Get Bad?" And then it has it broken down by geography and then time. And so it shows if you're in the Gainesville, Sherman, Denison area of our listening reach, you may be seeing some freezing rain a little bit before midnight, and it'll accelerate as we're sleeping tonight. And by the time you wake up, there is going to be significant sleet, and then by Sunday, it could be joined by snow. DFW Metroplex, we're going to start seeing a minor freezing of the rain after midnight tonight, and we can't really expect the major sleet to start hitting in the Metroplex proper, in the actual urban areas here, until about noon tomorrow is when it'll really ramp up. If you're down south, Waco, Killeen, Temple, you're not even going to get the rain freezing until about 8 o'clock tomorrow, and you're not going to have any major rain or freezing rain or sleet until Sunday. And by major, there's going to be some minor freezing rain starting about 8 a.m. tomorrow for you guys in the south. But you get very little of the red part of the graph here. Over in East Texas, the Canton, Athens area, freezing rain is going to start for us, at about 4 a.m., and it should actually ramp up by about noon tomorrow with the freezing rain, and then it'll be joined by sleet as we get later into Saturday. And then if you kind of go southeast of here in the Palestine area, Hearn, Cameron, that area, you're not even going to get freezing rain or sleet at all until about 4 p.m. tomorrow, and it's expected to be pretty minor. So we have a vastly different experience for people north and west of us than south and east of us. We're kind of used to that when that's the way these winter things go. I gotta take a quick break here. Coming back, if you have any final advice for your neighbors in North Texas, I got another segment. I'll cram as much as I can into it before I have to turn this over to Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. I'm James Parker on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP. All right, I'm getting ready for the snow with you. James Parker on News Talk 820 93.3 FM WBAP. You're home for Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. And if you're tired of snow talk, you'll get a 3-hour break, and then we'll pick it back up at 2 o'clock. Because there's nothing bigger that's going on right now in North Texas than the super rare instance of a winter storm. So we'll focus on that with the local shows getting you prepared, and you'll get some nice built-in breaks. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins aren't going to talk too much about the snow. Mark Levin's not going to talk too much about the snow. So we'll give you a nice mix of both news and snow prep on WBAP today. Edward in Island Village, you're on WBAP. You got some advice for snow prep?
I sure do. I've lived a lot of times in a lot of adverse conditions around the country, and if you've got a pickup truck, you need to put some weight all the way in the back of that thing, or else it gets real light there, and you need some traction on those tires. The second thing is windshield wipers. You got to get them off of the windshield. That way you can clean it afterwards and not have to worry about the ice being caked up on those things.
Where is Island Village?
That's just north. It's across the street from Flower Mound.
Oh, well, I know where Flower Mound's at. All right, just checking. You know, I had I guess it was a couple people yesterday who were given the similar advice on weighing down the back of your pickup, and they were saying specifically get something heavy and put it over the rear axle, which makes sense because this is something we do when your truck gets stuck in the mud, and that's something that's happened a lot more in my growing up in East Texas experience than getting stuck in snow. But yeah, have you actually done this before in the snow?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I've lived in many places. With my job, I had to go up to Michigan for 6 years, and
good Lord,
my pickup truck had a lot of weight in the back of that. It wasn't a four-wheel drive pickup, so I spent a lot of time in the snow up there. The thing is, once you get on the road and you're driving, if there's still snow and ice on the road, stay in those ruts that the previous guy has made, because chances are you'll be safer there than running over all the little mounds of snow and ice.
Yeah, that's solid advice. I like that. And I think Garrett, I think he said Highland Village, not Island Village. I know where Highland Village is, but I never heard of Island Village. I'm sorry, there was just a typo on the screen. That's where that came from.
That would be out in the Caribbean, I'm sure, but I'm not there.
Yeah, there's probably one in like South Padre or something. Thank you very much. All solid advice, Edward, in Highland Village. This is Daniel in Fort Worth. You're on WBAP.
Yeah, so I've been hearing a lot of people talking about the propane and everything like that, but as a master plumber, I want to point out, in the event, and I haven't heard anyone mention this yet, in the event of power outage, if you're relying on propane or natural gas for heat, you need to make sure you have a window open, cracked, something like that, to keep carbon monoxide from building up in your home.
Okay, deal. How is that not a concern when the power's on?
Well, you're not running it constantly when the power's on as the heat source, and your water heaters and furnaces are vented out with vent pipe out the roof to release carbon monoxide outside. In the event that you're using a stove or an oven or something to heat if you lose power, you're not venting it outside.
You mean not using something that's meant to be a heater? Okay, I got you. I hear you.
Right. Like last time in 21, they were talking about multiple deaths because people were bringing propane grills inside, using them as a source of heat, letting them run all night, and people weren't waking up the next day because the house was filling with carbon monoxide.
Please don't let that happen to anybody listening to the show. Thank you, Daniel. I hope you saved a life. I don't want to hear those stories. That stuff breaks my heart. There's such an easily preventable, needless death. Please, let's not turn this into a tragedy. Let's just, I don't know, maybe miss a couple days of work, maybe make some snowballs with the kiddos, enjoy your time off, stay safe, stay warm. But please, I don't want to hear about anybody dying. Can we just skip that part of it? Also, trees. We hadn't talked about this yet. I was kind of trying to cover as much as we could, and I just discovered we haven't got to the cold prep for trees part of the show. And I got plenty of time to squeeze this in. This was a report from WFAA this morning.
And for some of you, protecting your home means checking on the trees around you. Weak branches over your roof or near power lines pose a threat. Morgan Young spoke with one crew about the precautions they're taking. She's live in the newsroom with all the details. Morgan?
Well, Izzy, absolutely, especially in Texas, where evergreen trees are very popular. These are your live oaks, magnolias, those trees we see in our neighborhoods that keep their leaves year round. The ice that comes from storms like the one we're expecting pack into those trees and really weigh them down. Then when it gets windy or if that ice stays there for a while, it can really stress those branches and cause them to break. Today, we were out with a crew from Texas Tree Surgeons, and you can see in some of this video, they were actually working to run a cable to help secure a branch that was hanging directly over the roof of this home. And here on your screen now, this is Amy Langbein Heath. She owns this company and is a master arborist. And she told me, yeah, at this point, it is too late for you to get your trees prepped for the storm, but there is one thing you can do right now to help care for them.
The only thing you can do right now is a deep water of the root system. And when I think of a root system, I think of anything under a leaf shadow. So it's called the root zone under the tree. And I like a really deep water with your hose. Soak it and it'll protect the fine roots and they'll be able to uptake more nutrients after the storm for the longevity of the tree.
All right, so take care of the plants. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of the kids, take care of the dogs, take care of the kitty cats, and keep it here on WBAP. These storms, you've already seen the forecast change as the week goes along, and this might be a little bit longer than people were telling you at the beginning of the week. Already, it looks like we're going to have some ice action for big chunks of the people listening right now through or into Monday. And then even if some of it does start to melt on Monday because we get above freezing, maybe, then we expect it to refreeze on Tuesday night. So that means conditions could still be bad. I'm sorry, Monday night going into Tuesday. So conditions still could be bad on Tuesday as well. Now, Wednesday, overnight going from Tuesday into Wednesday, the low that morning is 28. So there still might be some ice issues going into Wednesday now too, but we won't spend a whole day above freezing for at least the next week. Because I'm looking at the lows here. Like if you look at the 10-day forecast on your phone, the low every day through next Sunday is below 32 degrees. So we are not going to be out of the woods for a few days. And when I was telling you about this last Friday and this Monday, I was thinking, well, we might get a little bit of a dusting on Saturday and it'll start to peter off on Sunday and things might be back to normal on Monday. No, just we're going to be getting the text any minute now about canceling schools, I bet too. All right, thank you very much for hanging out and helping us get prepared for the snow coming up this weekend. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins is coming up next. I'll be back on from 2 to 5. I'm James Parker on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP.